Hello, everyone, dear viewers of the channel. I am Halyna, the Guardian of Secrets, a researcher of mystical phenomena. And here with me is Vadym, a historian interested in folk culture.
And together, we delve into the depths of Ukrainian folklore, separating myth from historical fact, or at least trying to. Today, Halyna, you've hinted at a rather grand and, dare I say, glistening topic for our discussion. Odesa, isn't it? A city of merchants, poets, and Cossack treasures?
Indeed, Vadym. Odesa, a city often celebrated for its vibrant culture and unique architecture, holds a deeper, older secret beneath its bustling streets. We're talking about the legend of chieftain Zmiya, a figure steeped in mystique, said to have founded a settlement long before Catherine the Great's decree, and to have hidden immense Cossack treasures right at the site of the city's foundation. It's not just a story, it's woven into the very soul of the place.
Now, Halyna, this is where my historian's antenna start twitching. Officially, Odesa's founding is attributed to Empress Catherine II in 1794. While there were indeed ancient settlements and Tatar fortresses like Haji Bey preceding it, the idea of a Cossack chieftain establishing a settlement and burying treasures at the exact site sounds more like a romantic overlay. What historical evidence, if any, supports a significant Cossack presence there, let alone a chieftain named Zmiya? Zmiya itself, meaning snake or dragon, sounds rather allegorical, wouldn't you say?
Ah, but that's precisely the magic, Vadym. History, as written in documents, often overlooks the oral traditions, the whispers passed down through generations. The legend speaks of a powerful Cossack chieftain, Zmiya, whose name might have been a pseudonym, a reverence to a mythical protector, or even a description of his cunning and swiftness. He established a Sitch-like settlement on the seashore, a strategic point. These treasures weren't just gold, they were sacred artifacts, weapons, banners, symbols of Cossack liberty and power, hidden to protect them from invaders, to be reclaimed when the time was right. This energy, this intention, lingers.
I can appreciate the romanticism, Halyna. It's a powerful narrative. But let's consider the practicalities. The Black Sea coast was a contested zone for centuries. Any significant Cossack stronghold would have been well documented, especially by their adversaries. Could treasure here be a metaphor? Perhaps the true treasure was the strategic location itself, or the fertile lands, or the access to trade routes that these early settlers secured. The concept of a hidden trove could be a way to imbue the land with importance, a rallying cry for future generations.
That's certainly one interpretation, Vadym, but I believe it's more profound. There are whispers among old Odesa families, specific directions, old maps that allegedly point to these caches. The Black Sea itself is an ancient body of water, absorbing the history and energy of countless cultures. Imagine the power concentrated in a place where such a significant chieftain chose to hide his most valuable possessions. It's not just about material wealth, it's about the preservation of a spiritual legacy. The legend speaks of Zmiya's spirit guarding these treasures, sometimes appearing as a misty figure on the shore during storms.
A misty figure, you say? Fascinating. From a psychological perspective, stories of hidden treasures often emerge during periods of invasion or political upheaval, providing hope and a focal point for future resistance or restoration. The Zmiya figure could symbolize the unyielding spirit of the land, an embodiment of the Cossack ethos rather than a literal individual. As for old maps, those are a dime a dozen in folklore, often created much later to legitimize claims or simply to entertain. We need to distinguish between collective memory and fabricated narrative.
But sometimes, Vadym, collective memory is truth, just not a truth that can be weighed or measured with conventional tools. Think of the unique energy of Odesa itself, its resilience, its independent spirit. Don't you think it draws strength from such deep-rooted legends? The belief in Zmiya's treasures isn't just a story, it's a living tradition that connects modern Odessans to their ancient past. It inspires archaeological curiosity, yes, but also a sense of pride and guardianship. Imagine walking the streets of Odesa, knowing that beneath your feet, not just ancient foundations lie, but perhaps a vault, pulsating with the echoes of Cossack might, waiting to be rediscovered. Doesn't that send a shiver down your spine?
It certainly creates a vivid image, Halyna, and that's the power of these stories. The shiver is precisely the emotional resonance that ensures their longevity. I'm inclined to view Zmiya not as a historical figure in the traditional sense, but as an archetypal guardian. The treasures then become the intangible cultural heritage, the resilience, the fighting spirit, the love for freedom that the Cossacks embodied. These are far more valuable and enduring than any physical gold. Perhaps the true legend is about the spirit of the land, which inspired the city's eventual flourishing.
I agree that the spirit is paramount, but why can't both be true? Why can't the spiritual legacy also manifest in a tangible form? Many protective rituals performed by our ancestors involved burying significant items to sanctify and guard a place. The Cossacks were deeply spiritual people. It's entirely plausible they would protect their most sacred possessions by entrusting them to the earth, creating a powerful spiritual anchor for future generations. It's about more than just history. It's about heritage and ancestral connections.
And this brings us to a fascinating intersection: how ancient beliefs influence modern understanding. Even if no literal treasure chest is unearthed, the legend of Zmiya and his hidden wealth contributes to Odesa's unique identity. It offers a narrative of deeper roots, a connection to a warrior past that predates its imperial founding. This layered history, where mythical figures coexist with documented facts, is what Ukrainian culture is so rich. It allows for both the romantic imagination and the critical inquiry to thrive.
Absolutely. And for those of you listening who feel that pull towards the mystical, that curiosity about the unseen forces shaping our world, remember to hit that subscribe button. CTA, we dive deep into these forgotten tales every week.
Indeed. And if you have personal stories or legends from your regions, share them in the comments below. CTA, we love hearing how these narratives continue to live on. Ultimately, Halyna, while my rational mind yearns for maps, archaeological digs, and irrefutable proof, I can concede that the idea of Chieftain Zmiya's treasure undeniably enriches Odesa's historical tapestry. It adds a layer, a mystery, and a sense of an older, wilder past to a relatively young city. It's a treasure of folklore, if not of gold.
And that, Vadym, is a treasure in itself, because losing this knowledge means Ukrainians lose part of their soul. By keeping these stories alive, by seeking their deeper meaning, we revive a part of ourselves. The magic isn't just in finding the treasure, but in the journey of believing it exists.